Okay, so good afternoon, students. Today we are going to learn about the third type of chromosomal aberration, that is inversion. Inversion, when sequence of a genes or when sequence of genes on a chromosome is inverted. I repeat, when sequence of genes on a chromosome is inverted, the phenomenon is called as inversion. You can see in this picture, the chromosome is showing the genes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H and I. In the second picture, you can see that after the gene C, the chromosome has broken. The chromosome has broken and it is getting inverted. It is getting inverted. As a result, the chromosome after inversion is A, B, C, and the inverted sequence goes F, E, D, G, H, and I. So what is inversion? When genes on a chromosome, when genes on a chromosomes is inverted, or sequence of the genes on a chromosome is inverted, the phenomenon is called as inversion. In this picture, you cannot see the centromere. You cannot see the centromere. Inversion is of two types. Inversion is of two types. Number one, paracentric inversion. Paracentric inversion. When inversion does not involve centromere, it is called as paracentric. I repeat, inversion without centromere. Inversion without centromere. Inversion without centromere is called as paracentric inversion. Second type is pericentric inversion. When inversion involves the centromere, it is called as pericentric. A kind request to all students. A kind request to all students. Please mute yourselves. Please mute yourselves. I don't know who has joined off late. Please mute yourselves. Please. I'm repeating the definition of pericentric again. When inversion involves the centromere, it is called as pericentric. So, in short, inversion without centromere is paracentric and inversion with centromere is pericentric. Observe this closely. What has happened here? Just see here, the sequence is getting inverted. So as a result, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, the sequence of the genes on this particular chromosome has become 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 6, 7, and 8. Once again, you can observe. Once again, you can observe. See, this is called as inversion. Sequence of the genes is inverted. In the particular diagram or picture, you can see that the centromere is involved. The centromere is involved. So it is called as pericentric. So it is called as pericentric. Due to pericentric inversion, position of the centromere can change. Once again, you can observe position of the centromere changes. Originally, it was here. Now it is shifted here. So this is pericentric inversion. We move on. Once again, paracentric inversion. This portion is showing paracentric inversion. You can see here is the centromere. The chromosome is breaking here. In the initial chromosome, the pink color genes are on the top and green color at the bottom. This is inversion without centromere. Centromere is not involved. After inversion, you can see that the green genes are on the top and pink at the bottom. This is called as paracentric inversion. The picture below shows pericentric inversion. The chromosome is breaking along with the centromere. So, after inversion, the position can change. So these are two types of inversions. Paracentric, that is without centromere, and pericentric, that is with centromere. We move on to another diagram showing how inversion takes place. This is how the inversion takes place. This or this. One more diagram showing types of inversion. This is the normal chromosome and this is the centromere. In pericentric inversion, you see here the genes are inverted. That is, you get F, centromere, E and D. Whereas in paracentric, the position of the centromere remains same and the sequence goes A, B, C, D, E. Centromere.
Miss.
Yes.
Miss, inverted region क्या Miss? Please बताओ ना.
Wait. I'll tell at the end again. Just inverted means you are. अभी आपने join किया है क्या? Just see here. Inverted means this.
Miss.
Just a minute. See this. See this. Can you see? Can you see?
Yes, miss.
Okay.
Yes, yes, miss.
Once again I'll show you. Please join on time. ये देखो अभी.
Okay.
दिखता है आपको? Shall I?
Yes, miss.
Okay, we'll move on. We'll move on.
Okay.
And to all the students, I'm telling that I'll be sharing this PPT or video later on in your revision lectures. Okay. So the blue portion here, wherever you see the blue portion, that is the inverted region. Am I clear? Okay. We move on. Examples of inversion. You have only one example right now. That is curly wings in Drosophila. Curly wings in Drosophila. Effects of inversion. Crossing over is suppressed and reduced. I repeat, crossing over is suppressed and reduced. Phenotype, that is the physical characters of the individual, can change. Karyotype also changes due to structural change. Fertility is reduced due to loop formation. Loop formation. I'll just go back and show you. Loop formation means this. When the chromosome is getting inverted, you get formation of this loop-like structure. Because of this, meiosis is affected. Meiosis is affected, and hence fertility or ability of an individual to produce gametes is reduced. In this case, it can be reduced by 50%. Viability, no change, because important genes are not lost. Because important genes are not lost. So with this, we complete the third type of chromosomal aberration, that is inversion. I hope inversion is clear. And now we move on to the last type of chromosomal aberration, that is translocation. Dear students, the first three examples, that is deletion, duplication, and inversion, were examples of intrachromosomal aberrations. Whereas the last type, that is translocation, is example of interchromosomal aberration, meaning this will involve two pairs of homologous chromosomes. I repeat, interchromosomal aberration, meaning it involves two pairs of homologous chromosomes, or it occurs between two non-homologous chromosomes. I repeat my words. It occurs between two non-homologous chromosomes. So, definition of translocation: the interchange of segments between two pairs of homologous chromosomes or between two non-homologous chromosomes is called as translocation. It is of two types. Number one, homozygotic translocation means when both the chromosomes from both the pairs take part in translocation. It is called homozygotic. And the second type is heterozygotic translocation, meaning only one chromosome from each pair takes part in translocation. We move on. Here you can see two non-homologous chromosomes. One is gray and other is pink. You have two sets. You will have two gray and two pink. You will have a pair of gray and a pair of pink. In this picture, I've taken only one chromosome from each pair. Assume that the other chromosome is also present. So we have two pairs, gray and pink. What is translocation? Exchange of segments, either this way or this way. Exchange of segments between two pairs of homologous chromosomes or between two non-homologous chromosomes. Non-homologous means they are different in genetic constitution. The genes present on gray chromosome are different from pink chromosome. So these two, please mute yourselves. So these two are called as non-homologous. After translocation, you can see here that the gray color has exchanged the segment with pink color. And you see the chromosome like this, a combination of gray and pink. So a new chromosome with a new genetic combination is produced. This is called as translocation. See the picture carefully. Please observe carefully. The genes are exchanged between blue and pink. The genes are exchanged between blue and pink. Now, if you see, the blue color is one pair of homologous chromosome and the pink pair is another. Exchange is taking place between blue and pink. Between blue and pink. In this diagram, only one chromosome from each pair. This is one pair and this is second pair. One chromosome from here and one chromosome from here are showing translocation. This is called as heterozygous. This is called as heterozygous, or this is also called as reciprocal. If both the chromosomes, that is both the two blue and both the two pink, exchange the segments, this to this and this to this, then it will be called as homologous. It will be called as homologous. Once again, you can see phenomenon of translocation. Okay, we move on. Yeah, this is the picture showing both the types of translocation. This is one pair with the genes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Both are similar. The second pair is yellow, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T. So this is one pair and this is second pair. Interchange will take place between blue and yellow. Between blue and yellow. So, if only one chromosome from each pair, this one and this one, or this one and this one, whatever it is, I repeat, if only one chromosome from each pair interchanges the genes or the segments, it is called as heterozygous. As a result of heterozygous translocation, you get four chromosomes. You get four chromosomes which are different. Four chromosomes which are different. You can see one is complete blue, one is complete yellow. These have not taken part in translocation. One is half blue and half yellow. A, B, C, D, E, F, R, S, T. New combination. This one is L, M, N, O, P, Q, G, H, and I. So all the four chromosomes after heterozygous translocation are different in genetic combination. They are different in genetic combination. So, when they produce gamete and zygote, when they produce gamete and zygote, each one is different. Each one is different. So, it is called hetero. Hetero means different. And homologous means you can see both the blue chromosomes will exchange the genes or segments with both the yellow chromosomes. As a result, you get this combination. These are similar and these are also similar. So when they go in the gamete and then the zygote, they are similar, whether this goes or this goes, or whether this goes or this will go. The gamete will be same because the genes are same. So it is called as homo. Homo means same or similar gamete and zygote. This type where both the segments from both the chromosomes exchange their genes, it is called as homozygous translocation. So now see the definition. When both the chromosomes from both the pairs take part in translocation, it is called homozygotic or homozygous. Whereas this is heterozygotic, where only one chromosome from each pair takes part in translocation. This is heterozygous or reciprocal translocation. Some more pictures. This is homozygotic translocation, heterozygotic translocation. We come to examples of translocation are found in human being, that is DG translocation. In human beings, the chromosome segment from D group is exchanged with chromosome segment from G group, D to G. If you remember, karyotype analysis shows that human chromosomes are grouped into 7 groups: A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So chromosome from D group will exchange the segment with chromosome from G group. I'll show you this picture later on or maybe during practicals. So DG translocation in man or human beings. Other examples of translocation are found in Datura, rice, and Fredeskentia. We conclude with effects of translocation. Due to translocation, there is no change in crossing over. Phenotype changes drastically due to exchange of genes. Karyotype also changes due to structural change. Fertility can be reduced. Viability, no change. Viability, no change, as important genes are not lost. So with this, we conclude the first chapter from your syllabus. This is SYBAC Botany, paper 2. Name of the unit, Genetics. Chapter number 1, Chromosomal Aberrations. chapter number 1, chromosomal aberrations. We have studied 4 types: deletion, duplication, inversion, and translocation.